Hello viewers, Super GT here. So I am back in the hoppers, specifically the C-Class hopper here. We've gone with the Alfa Giulia. Going to give this car a try. I've seen it being used against me very quickly, so I thought I'd give it a try. We are around Lime Rock, and this guy is going to try and turn across, and somehow it doesn't cause too much chaos, the fact that I went into him there. I'm going to move to the inside line. He's going to barge that guy out of the way. I'm through into 5th. Now it seems that this lobby, or the C-Class hoppers, appears to be full of these smaller, mostly Japanese cars, and some Italians as well. So it seems like I've got myself in the right kind of car. Now this is the first race I've done in this car, so I don't know exactly the capabilities of it. I know that it's been driven fast by another person who drove against me in this car, but driving it for the first time. So the handling seems quite, well, weird, because it's just an Alfa. It's an old Alfa. If anyone's driven a 33 Stradale, which many people will have done because it's one of the most popular cars in the game, then you'd know what I mean, because it just has some weird ass turning, let's put it that way. Into turn 1, lap 2, to the MX-5s in a generation battle. The second one there is just going to turn across me. Didn't really give me too much room, but no worries, we are away then. Still in 6th place, but we don't really want to stay here for too long. Trying to look around the outside here. A turn in with more than, well, maybe 2 car whips on the inside. Obviously the other guy didn't really feel like turning in there, so we eventually get away, losing position after position. Am I going to unghost myself just in front of the Civic, just about coming back in front, and then just about out of the way actually. In 10th, they have a very poor run through there, and then I'm back into 8th, and then through this corner we're going to try and catch up with the guy ahead. He went a little bit wide there. So then on lap number 3 we did manage to catch up with the MX-5 that we were battling with, and Honda Civic. So it seems to be quite a lot of MX-5s and Honda Civics in this lobby. So through the last corner, the compression there on the downhill final turn, making the handling quite easy. Going to tuck into the slipstream, but we're not quite close enough to go alongside for a move. We're just going to wait for this to play out. The MX-5 outbrakes himself, the Honda goes wide, and then quite easily I'm up the inside of both of them, not really having to overtake, just wait for them to make the mistake. And then into turn number 3 I'm up the inside, or turn number 2, don't even know what it is, and then into the right-hander, clipping the curb nicely, and we are through into a safe 5th. And then at the end of the race, that was pretty much it. Here's my lame attempt at trying to roll my car. So yeah, that completely failed. Finishing 5th in the end, in my first race in the car. So let's see, actually I wasn't too far off the pace. So the car, well, that bodes well for the future. But then there's that moment when you go back to the lobby, you vote for random race, and then it gives you the exact same track that you just did. Like, okay then. So we go again. We got Lime Rock for the 2nd time in a row. We've got the aircraft carrier on our right hand side, and he's trying to weave his way through. Somehow he does get himself on the inside line there for the first turn. I kind of try to follow him there, make contact. It's all okay though. So we're going to go through, battling it out with the Honda S2000 there, but you've got no chance against the HMS Ark Royal, which weighs about 5,000 million tons. You just have no chance. That guy there trying to go around my outside, I've done that. I've looked at that incident frame by frame, and honestly I could say it was racing incident, borderline his fault, borderline my fault. I don't know, could have been either side, because he really did ask a lot of me there to try and stay on the inside. But no worries, we're in 4th place behind the biggest car in the world, or aircraft carrier depending on what you want to call it. And then looking into the inside at the last corner, not going to go for a move there. We're going to see how we compare for straight line speed down the main straight instead. So a good 50 feet behind, tucking into the slipstream, and then moving over to the right hand side, pulling alongside eventually, which is that car is about 4 miles long. It took quite a long time to pull alongside there. So through the first corner, I'm going to try and brave around the outside. Nope, he's going to edge me wide, so I'm going to have to keep 4th. We've got a queue of cars queuing up behind us here, so we have to really get a move on, otherwise these cars are going to try and get past me first. But this car is so wide, look at it, I really just can't find an easy way past. This corner's not a good one for overtaking because it's a fast entry, you go flying in, no real room for outbraking anyone into that one. This one's kind of the same as well. A lot of these corners around Lime Rock are kind of like that. It is hard to go for a total lunge. If you're alongside already, then yes, okay. But then we're going to try again around the final turn into the first turn. So getting a decent run this time. We're a lot closer. The MX-5 behind is a lot closer as well though, but he doesn't seem to have the straight line speed. So past the 4 mile long car into turn 1, we haven't outbroken ourselves this time. Bit of contact behind, and then we are through into third place. Second and first are a little bit around the corner, and then that was the end of that one pretty much, because we come through to finish third. The MX-5 did follow me through for a close finish, but there was no more drama in that race, setting a 57.1 best lap, so fairly decent on pace. We move then to Rio Coast. What a track this is. Starting in 6th place, of course. Off the line though, the Honda Civic gets quite a poor launch. Then we're through into 5th. Who are we behind then? We are behind 2 Lancers, HMS Ark Royal by the Royal Navy. So the Royal Navy actually fielding a car here. The Ark Royal there using his muscle to get the Lancer out of the way into the first turn, going for an inside line. Lancer doesn't really want to give me any room at all then, okay. But do a quick 360, we are back in action, doing a quick turn there and getting back into play. And then look at that, straight back into 6th place, no messing about here, getting straight up the order. We're going to try and win this one from that spin into the tricky chicane, over the curbs, avoid those tyre walls of course, into the hairpin. Well, it's kind of a 90-degree left, but it feels like a hairpin. Through there nicely, in 6th place. We've got some work to do here, 5 guys ahead, but they're not too far ahead, so we are definitely in with a shout as we round out lap number 1 in just over a minute. So we're expecting around about a 5-minute race, around about 1 minute per lap. Through the long first turn into the first proper turn, braking on the end of that shadow, and then trail braking in. Look at that, carrying the speed in nicely. The guy in the Ferrari just gets caught out, just did not see me coming at all. Through the exit, down the alleyway, just about managing to keep the car under control on the outside of the Ferrari. So we are through into 5th behind the Subaru Brat here. I see contact with the tyre wall, HMS Ark Royal there making contact. And I'm braking a little bit early, so fair enough, that Ferrari did make contact with me. I was braking maybe a little bit too conservatively. I'm up the inside of the Subaru Brat, so I've gained a position there and lost one at the same time, but then gaining both on the exit. So we're through into 4th. Those 2 guys are just going to start battling behind us, so we can focus on taking a good line through the long, fast, sweeping left-hander that leads into the hairpin here. So in 4th place, catching up with the Royal Navy's Beast ahead of us, going in. Oh, look at that, carrying the speed in there very nicely. Look how much time we've gained, 1st and 2nd in plain sight ahead of us here, and we have to try and get past the widest car in the world down this very tight alleyway as we go into the chicane. I'm just going to let this one play out, kind of not worth going for a move. Most of the time best just to kind of wait and let the other guys wipe each other out. I've pushed him wide, but it doesn't seem to have affected him too much. If anything, I might have helped him there, give him a little bit of an acceleration boost on the exit. So that is lap number 3 coming to an end, 60% of the race done. He's going to move over to the right hand side there. I've got the pace on the inside here to go through into a podium position. Just the 2 Lancers ahead of us. We are making good progress through the pack, and then into the first turn, braking a little bit later this time, carrying the speed for a wider line, and then yeah, actually getting through there quite nicely. The Lancers up ahead, make contact, he's pushed him into the wall. I'm just about through there, slipping through the tiniest of gaps into 2nd place. Just 1 more Lancer left to go through the chicane section. He's into the wall, and then he's into me. We've made contact. I'm doing another quick 360 to get back into the action though. Still in 4th place. So despite crashing there, we've made a quick recovery and we're still in the race. And they've thrown a back marker in for good measure. There's a yellow car just up ahead. We've got 4 cars directly ahead of us. 3 of us, or 3 of them are for position. So we've got 1 more lap left to try and do something about finishing better than 4th place. So through the first turn, catching up with HMS Ark Royal. The backmarker sensibly gets out of the way. That's very good decision making from him. Up the inside of the Royal Navy Beast. We've done it up the inside. He's going to try and come back on the exit, but I've got the inside line now for this turn. Nino Farina in the Ferrari, we're a little bit slow on the exit there. So I'm through into second. We have a chance here of still winning the race despite that spin on the lap 4 into the chicane. I've just about pushed him, and then he's deployed a lag switch and I have no idea where to go. He's just moved all over the place like a crazy madman there. And then the Ark Royal there trying to push Nino Farina out of the way. Up to the line then, can I get some slipstream and get a run past the Lancer Evo, or will I be finishing second? Looks like I'll be finishing second here, and indeed I do. In honestly a very exhilarating race. That was really quite an amazing race, despite the contact a couple of times. Managed to come back and fight for a decent second. So that kind of shows that this car, the Alfa Romeo Guilia, is a very good car. And I'll put the name of the tuner in the description below, just in case you'd like to get your hands on it. There are the results. So that brings a close to some epic C-Class racing. I know a lot of you like to see the standard hopper racing compared to the leagues, so I'm trying to bring that to you as well. So I do hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Do hit the like button if you did, and subscribe if you're new and would like to see plenty more. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I hope to see you in my next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.